What's up, everybody? Welcome to Lowriding with Lloyd, episode 7 with my boy John out of the club. Like to introduce him, John.
What up, everybody? John Dillinger.
So John joined the club recently. Tell him a little bit about what got you into lowriding and about your car and stuff.
So I would say, first things first, let's spark up while we get into this conversation a little bit. Originally, I'm from Southern California, so that's growing up Mexican, L.A. That's pretty much our go-to, I would say. A lot of my friends, fortunately, I had the budget to get myself a little Impala, had to work up, save all my pennies for that. But everybody I know basically wishes they had one or knows somebody who has one.
Yeah,
and,
no, for sure. It's a dream car.
Yeah.
Especially around the people that I came up with.
Mm-hmm. So, saved up all my little chips, like I said. Took a little trip, picked it up. Now just living the dream, dipping with my son, dipping with you guys.
What'd you end up getting?
6'4" Impala SS.
Tell us a little about that because it's got a little bit of specialness to it.
That it is pretty special. So, looked for a couple cars. Took me about 6 months to shop around. You know how it goes. Everybody comes. I got this. I got that. I could sell you this. This car's perfect. The only thing I was really concerned about was finding something once I lifted up the hood, that engine bay was like smiling at me.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's always nice.
Yeah. And we go to little kickbacks and little cruises and stuff. And that's the first thing people want to see, what's under the hood. And if your shit looks like a fucking, like dusty, a little dust bucket.
Can't have that.
No, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's almost like a pretty girl having some messed up teeth.
Yeah, I feel it.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, keep the mouth shut. But, I wanted to have a little something I can be somewhat proud of, So I just shopped around and made sure that engine bay was looking pretty good. Took a trip out to Chicago. From Chicago, drove to Hobart, Indiana. Picked it up. When I went in there was about 10 cars inside this barn. And come to find out, the lady who owned it was dead. And it was just her kids. Her widower was out there in Florida. I guess he went over there to die. And next thing I know, they're trying to wheel and deal with me. Price was $32. Picked it up for $32. Come to find out, everything was original, just short of the paint job, which was an upgrade. The engine, 454 it came with now.
Nice.
And it only had 21,000 miles.
Wow, original miles. Wow, on the car. That's crazy.
So
what else they have in that garage, that barn?
There was this, I saw a Roadrunner.
Man.
I saw a Bel Air, and I saw a Dart. And they were all like just short of.
If they still hold on, they still have the Roadrunner. I've been looking for one for a long time. I want a Roadrunner. It's actually what I went to the hospital in to be born. Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. It was my real dad's car. He just took my mom to the hospital. I remember I went to it and came home in it. So I always wanted to find one. I think it was like army green color.
Okay. Yeah, this one was like that, like race orange.
I'll take it. Shit, that sounds dope.
Dukes of Hazzard orange.
Yeah, no.
Shit, everything's for sale, you know what I'm saying? Shit, still got their number.
I agree. I wonder if they do have it. Yeah, I might want to give them a text and see. I always like hunting down cars. I'd really like to get a Roadrunner. I think I'm about to get in this other. I have a little secret stash I might be coming out with, and if it turns out to be the car that I think it is, it's going to blow everybody's mind. But I think I found a car that's been hidden for about 20 years. And if everything plays out well, I might have it out on the streets within the next year or so.
Nice.
Maybe sooner. Who knows?
You got to do anything to it?
Yeah, it's going to need work. It needs a lot of work from what it was. It's not even near the same, but I'll put it back together. I like doing it.
Yeah.
It's half the fun to me. I mean, I used to do builds. I just got tired of it. I got tired of it. Wasn't so much I got tired of the builds. It was that I got tired of the games that shops played. I mean, paint shops, body shops, everything was just kept tearing me up, and it was just taking forever. And I didn't really have a good team. So I did a couple when I first moved here, went through the, all the steps, and it was just a bunch of bullshit back and forth, Actually, one guy, I won't say any names, but he moved while he had my car and took it with him and then didn't tell me where he moved, turned his phone off. I ended up getting a hold of the guy that had the car before, and he told me where he lived, and I went over to his house, and the dude had like plants and all kinds of stuff on my car, so you couldn't really see it from the street. I swear.
Wow.
Yeah, and the only reason that I knew to look in his yard was because the guy told me where it was, and I had to, raise some hell and get my car back, took it home. And after that, I was like, you know what? If I see a car that I like a nice car that I don't have to do a bunch of work to, I'm just going to get that car, customize it the way that I would want it, and just roll it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So, and I immediately got, it's like, do you want to build something and get satisfaction in 3 years, or do you want to buy something and get satisfaction the moment you buy it?
Plug and play.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's basically the shit that I was on. I'm not the type of person, excuse my language, I'm not the type of person that's like real handy with the tools and shit like that. And I try not to work myself up because I got a low temper, but I'm also a small guy, so I'm not trying to like go out and cause any altercations. Something a lot of people think, especially with this face, they think that they can just, get over on me and shit real easy. So I just not try to put myself in that position. So that's why I was looking for that engine bay, looking for make sure everything was cool because I needed that plug and play because I wasn't about to go like beg some mechanic to like not jack me and shit to help me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
it's like,
I feel that.
Especially with these prices going up the past couple of years, everybody want a piece of that shit.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? It's like all the way down to the mechanic. You know how much this car's worth? Yes, motherfucker, it's mine. You know what I'm saying? So like, but
some people don't even like to keep them overnight. I've been to shops where like, man, I don't even want to keep that car here. I'm like, can you fix it or not though?
Right.
Like it's cool. I have insurance, so just go ahead and keep it. But
yeah, please do us all a favor. I insured it for 20 G's more.
right. No, for sure.
So by all means.
Oh, what a nightmare that'd be though. Yeah. I've seen it happen. But anyways, let's see here. Fuck. Oh yeah. So tell us. So you say you're not handy with the tools, but you do work at.
I do work.
Tell us about that.
Well, I'm saying I got the
lowrider role model worthy. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
You done worked yourself up. You done got yourself an Impala. You're working for, which is a super dope job.
I feel blessed.
Low key, I'm a little bit jealous because I haven't ever worked for anybody, and I kind of like. I did work a few places growing up, but I've always just done my own business. I was a hairdresser, just all different stuff. Any way that I could work for myself, I wanted to. So, but I always kind of missed out like that corporate life. When I see big businesses and everyone going into work at the same time, and hearing the stories of it and the benefits of it, sounds like a really cool place to work. Is it?
It's actually amazing. It was a major blessing. It turned my life around. I didn't work for too many people myself in my past, but once I found out I was having a son, I knew I had to like change my life in a different direction. So I just went to school, took some classes, and threw my name in the hat. And fortunately, I got the job. All I know is that they like to give people opportunities.
That's really cool.
Especially if like you show passion about the company. And other than that, as long as you're willing to try and work the hours, put in the work, they'll mess with you.
They have a cafeteria on site. You guys bring your own lunch. You leave for work.
They take care of us. They take care of us. Yeah, they take care of us.
See, I hear about all the different stories. I hear stories about Google and all the. I'm like, dude, that sounds so cool. Like if I was to have a boss and work every day, I'd want it to be a place like this.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a blessing. They take care of us beyond any job that you can ever think of. Like, it's not even a cafeteria. I would just say it's more of like a buffet. Like,
really?
Yeah, they do.
You got any favorites they cook?
The French fries. I'm not even a French fry guy, but the French fries are like my go-to. Yeah, definitely. I try to like but pace myself when it comes to the food because they got something called amongst the employees, we call it the 20. And
extra 20 pounds.
That's that 20 pounds your first year. So it's just like I originally didn't look like this, dog. I used to be like nice and slim and good looking like you. But I got my little baller belly. Yeah, they pay us well, so baller belly, got a little round face now. So
hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Shit, I gotta come over there and have lunch with you guys one day.
Yeah. We got next door. We go to a little spot next door. It turns into the after hours, and it's that saying, work hard, play hard.
Yeah, is it on site?
That's right next. It might as well be. Only thing separating us is maybe about 10 yards of fire department.
Like, Lloyd, what do you want to do here? I just want to be able to eat lunch here. I just heard the lunch was dope. Yeah. Whatever.
But it's cool. Other than that, like, I can't really like go into like what I do.
Yeah.
But other than they treat us well and the benefits are a blessing, like it's a great place to work.
And how long you been there?
I've been there a little over a year and a half now.
Oh, that's dope. You guys have a facility out here in Long Beach, or is it somewhere?
No, I don't really know about what they're doing in Long Beach. I just the rumors that I've heard on
I heard
IG.
they were going to Austin or something. Is that true?
I couldn't even say.
Yeah, you hear all that stuff. I saw this guy doing a post the other day. He's like, move to Austin, Texas. It's going to be, the next
Silicon Valley. That I heard that one. Yeah.
Did you see the same ad I saw? Probably.
I saw the same ad. They're listening to us right now, Doug, on the phone.
Probably
That's that Google you were talking about.
Absolutely, yeah. But Austin's really cool, and the more people that move to Austin from here, the less that'll be here. So I'm like, go there and get your really cool house. Austin is really cool though. If you go down there, there's this. You can go down to the river and jump in and ride down on the tubes. Crystal clear water.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what the rules have changed, but back then you used to be able to throw a cooler of beer and get drunk. I heard now that police like wade in the water and you could get in trouble. But as long as you're having a good time, and not causing any trouble, I don't think it'd be.
I would think they're not even tripping off the beer. They got that. Everybody's over there carrying a strap. So like,
man, I lived there from 14 to 30, and everyone always did then too. It's always kind of been that way.
Yeah, from Cali, like. People in Texas, the people that I've met, they come over here to Cali and they're like, oh my gosh, you can smoke weed. But fools that in my neighborhood we grow up, you go to Texas and they're like, we can tote.
Yeah, you can carry your gun out on the outside.
Like,
no,
oh my
sure.
gosh. You know what I'm saying? So
my sister, she's always walking around strapped. She's always like, I got my gun on me. I'm like, all right. I know.
Hey, it's our right to bear arms. You know what I mean? Like,
it is.
It's our amendment right. You know what I mean? So
yeah, she got all the little carrying license and all that other stuff. That's one thing that I wish they had here because I would like to have my wife to be able to.
They do. From what I know, go to the police station. They have some paperwork for you. You wait like 20,000 years or something like that, and as
right
long
before
as
your death.
Yeah, and everybody knows how I feel about the police. Like I'm #1 fan.
Right.
But I believe like it goes something along the lines of like a color chart. Like the lighter you are, the faster you'll get approved.
Oh, really? My wife, she's like a white Israeli, so I think she'll get it right away.
She got blue eyes and green eyes, right? Am I correct?
Green.
She's good, dog.
Yeah, she'll be all right.
They might even just give it to her that day. They're just like
little tiny Jewish girl.
Yeah, it'll be straight. It'll be all good.
She's dope. So you made these jackets for us.
I did.
You are now getting these done. Show mine. Interior, you got my blue bandana paisley.
Yeah.
Really sharp, heavy jacket. This is my first one. I did not letter and shit in school, even though I did play football until I couldn't keep up with my grades because I learned about weed and chicks and all that other stuff. But yeah, that's how it goes. But I do like this jacket a lot, and if I was going to letter in anything, I'd prefer it to be Lowriding. I got the custom Cortez LBC patch on here. Everyone's got a little bit of something different going, but tell us about it, because as soon as I showed it, it's like a lot of people started hitting me up on social media and complimenting me on the jacket, and a lot of people wanted to know where they came from. And I guess the story goes, from what I've learned, there was someone that used to make them, and then he disappeared, and nobody was doing them for a long time, and it was really hard to find someone to make these.
Yep.
Yeah, so what? Yeah, you don't have to tell all the secrets, but break it down. I've only been hearing rumors from what people DM me. So
that fool you're talking about, I used to work for him, under him, and he disappeared. He did some wrong shit, especially in the lowrider community. There's some no-nos, you know what I mean? Some yeah, and these are one of those commandments that aren't written down. Is one of those things where it's just like it's a street rule.
Yeah, well, obviously,
and. So homeboy that we're talking about wasn't from the streets, so he didn't really move correctly.
He was the actual maker of them at the time, or he was like
the owner of the shop. And they've been in, so a little backstory on them real quick. I know they've been in business for 20 some odd years, and there was some Asian people who owned the business before him, and he bought it from them. But the workers that were working there worked for the Asian lady before, so he's just the guy who just ended up coming in and just enterprising off of somebody else's foundation. Basically, he had a couple connects with some MCs and the CCs, and the people in the back, my people, Rasa, the Mexican lady and the Mexican man in the back, they do phenomenal work. They still need a job, and he basically took over the market. Let's just say he took over the market, and with the clubs that he was doing for all the main clubs, whether they're MC or CC, and he had a personal relationship with all the Ps for all these clubs. And so he just started to feel untouchable, and felt like he was from my perspective of working with next to him 5 feet away from him every day, and seeing him, the different personalities that he would like portray depending on what P came in for what club and whatnot. And I seen the many faces of him. And so I called his bluff a couple times, and he was mistreating the people in the back. He's mistreating the girls in the front. And everybody in there that was working for him was, you know, so happened to be Mexican and whatnot. And him being a white boy, not from the streets, bragging about how much money he came from and blah fucking blah. One day, you know, you just get fed up of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to keep my mouth shut for the simple fact I give people respect, because that's the way I want to be respected. But after a while, I just couldn't take that shit no more. So, you know, I explained to him that there's a time to listen and a time to talk. And it was his time to listen. And, you know, he took offense to it because, like I told you before, you know what I mean, and everybody else, I like to be direct, but that's not me being disrespectful. You know what I mean? I don't say much, but when I'm saying it, it's just because that's what it is, and I'm calling it how I see it. You know what I'm saying? And whether, you know, it touches your, you know, where you don't like it or not. But so he felt offended, and he gave me the old tomato. I ended up bouncing, and whole thing was I kept a relationship with the workers that were working there. So he ended up doing some foul shit that's a no-no on the streets. But like I said, he felt untouchable because he had relationships with all these people who were like big heads in the streets, wherever they were, you know, whatever scene they were coming from. He was fucking with some heavy hitters. And you can't fuck with John Law, though, at the end of the day, you know, which is what we all are learning to not fear. Right. But they came in, somebody ended up calling the cops on him, and he went and the cops came, took him out of the spot, got out of jail. Somebody posted bail for him. He ended up going back to work. He posted bail before his wife could even find out what he did. Ended up being home for dinner, and then he did it again and got caught up for the same shit. This time they weren't letting his ass out, and he got hemmed up, and a couple other people basically vouched saying, you know, he did the same shit to them, and now he's just going away for a very long time. And
so I guess that stopped the production of the jackets then.
For everybody, so everybody started scattering, trying to find, you know.
I didn't know the story went that deep. I just heard like it was a man. Yeah, no, wow. Shit was
deep, super deep. And like I said, so it fucked with my money too, and a lot of other people. But whole thing being is, you know, I like to shake hands, and I like to be sincere with people that I meet. You know what I'm saying? And these two Mexican people who, you know, they're in their like late 50s, 60s. One of the guy who actually makes the jackets is like older than my grandma, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing. And so I saw their money being affected, you know, by this guy's, you know, idiocy. So, excuse me if I might have said that wrong, but I'm out there shaking hands with them in the field. So I was just like, you know what, I can make a couple dollars and bring these guys some money. So I just kept them in touch, and basically I just started shaking hands. I figured I'd buy myself an Impala and just kick it with the homies, and just try to provide that service for that whole, you know, where homeboy fucked up, because I've always been a creative person, you know what I'm saying?
And they, I mean, dude, their quality is awesome. That was really, I mean, surprisingly fast. What I would think it would take a lot longer.
All handmade, 100%. Every patch, every stitch.
That's crazy.
Jacket don't even exist until, you know, I mean, basically what I do is I do the graphics and whatnot. I do all the layout and all the illustrations and whatnot. If it's not provided, I'll do it. And I just give it to my people. They put the production in, and there you go. And then you got the street's best jacket right there.
Well, while we're on the subject, why don't you tell everybody your social media contacts so they can get a hold of you if they want to get one made? Because I know a lot of people reached out to me on social media, and I just forwarded them to you. I don't know if they followed through with it or not, but go ahead and give everybody your social media.
So my social media is going to be Long Beach Customz with a Z at the end. IG. I really don't use anything else. Short and sweet. Long Beach Customz. You'll see me pop up. If not, we're following Lloyd, mutual friends. So that's Long Beach Customz with a Z at the end. And just hit me, you know what I'm saying? But I can tell you same things like your tattoo. Good work's not cheap, and cheap work's not good. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, these are pricey, but it's worth it. Real leather. I mean,
I promise you.
I liked it.
I promise you, your grandkids will have that jacket, dog.
Yeah, and this just set it off, man. Being able to get the custom inside, show everybody the custom one you went with. I thought that one was really cool too.
Take this bad boy off. So I like the Halloween, Day of the Dead.
That was dope. That was a dope choice.
Little morbid style. So I got a little Day of the Dead banda type mariachi.
There's so many options
going on. to match my check this out though. This is where so I referenced this from the great Estevan Oriol. Shout out to you, Estevan. I'm sorry I didn't ask for permission either, but I saw a tattoo that he had on his hand, and I thought that was probably one of the coolest things I ever seen. And so, you know, I didn't come up with this this idea, Estevan Oriol.
Right. Your little tribute. That's dope. Yeah, it's dope. It was a cool idea.
So he's got the Impala with the skeletons. I thought that'd be perfect to go with my interior.
Yeah, no, Day of the Dead definitely fits. That was dope, man. Nice little combo. Gives a little good tribute to a dope dude. I've never personally met him. I bought a pair of socks, the LA socks that he made. Him and his lady, I think, or someone was selling them someplace, and I picked up a pair. But that dude's got some really dope photography. Yeah,
definitely. He even got some work done at the place that I'm talking about too. So the guy that I was working with, like, touch base with everybody. So I had the opportunity to meet the legend himself, you know what I mean, and got to touch some of his production myself. So
nice. That's really cool. So if you could give advice to somebody wanting to start their own business, what would it be?
I would say, don't listen to anybody, what they're saying. 2, use your Google, use your phone, get off the social media. If you're not using social media as a reference point to seeing what's going on in the streets, get your phone, get that shit out of your face. Don't have it glued to your face. I would tell designers, learn how to print. Learn about print production, because it's a lot easier for things to go smoothly with production if you're not giving if you're giving production team what they want. Not only that, but it makes you an asset, because now you're learning multiple mediums.
Right, make your own stuff.
And then you're not limited to a budget or an overhead, what you're going to do because of what Homeboy is going to charge. Just like you with the cars, this is my car. You know what I'm saying? The shirts are my car. I made that shirt that you have on under there. Yeah. Same thing. I made that shit for lunch. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I own everything, my own shop. Stop spending money on the weed. Buy your silkscreen machine. Don't get no Chinese one color press. Save up the money. Get the right one. Get the right machines. I rubbed shoulders with one of my boys who actually is a real good friend and partner with Shepard Ferry. And something that he worked on always stuck in the back of my head. And he worked on this little dollar bill. Shout out to Ernesto Yedena. He worked on this dollar bill, and I remember on the dollar bill in this really small micro print, it said freedom of the press is guaranteed to those who own one. And basically, you know, in our group chats, are like, hey, you can't print this, you can't print that. It's just like, says fucking who? I got a print machine. I'll print your fucking face on this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to anybody. So a lot of the shirts that you see I wear, they say like, basically my feelings and shit. Like, it's a lot of profane stuff that I wear if I'm not rocking, you know, the button up. But nobody's gonna sit here and tell me what I can and can't print, because I have that. Not only that, but it makes you an asset wherever you go. And people want to start getting into designs and stuff like that because they want to fuck with celebrities, or they want to do this, want to do that. Only thing a celebrity is going to do is give you some notoriety, but they all want the same shit free. Nobody's got a budget. Nobody's got anything no more. So I would say anybody want to start a business, utilize that Google. Build yourself some type of like, you're going to need style guides, line sheets, catalogs, things like that, that's going to show it. So instead of you sitting there and being like every other motherfucker, like, I got a dream, my shit's like this, this, and this, I'm on. Don't, hand them your style guide. Hand them your line sheet. That's your walking portfolio. You just sit there, you introduce yourself, you keep your mouth shut, and they're going to, you know, the product should speak for itself.
That's good advice. Very good advice.
So, like, as you said in the beginning, Lloyd, like, I'm a new member to the club, you know, so I'm still getting to know a lot of you guys and stuff, you know. The club process of getting in, it was smooth, and I enjoyed it, and I enjoy all you guys' personalities, you know, but I'm still get to know everybody one-on-one. And what makes you who you are in this game, basically? Like, I heard you say at one point you're like a Kardashian.
Yeah, I have no talent. People know me, but I have no talent. Really, I don't sing. I don't do anything. I just have fun.
So why do people want to fuck with you so bad?
I think it's just my cars. I don't know. It seems like I get a little mixture of love and hate. I don't know. It's kind of been that way my entire life. I don't really know. I just I try to keep the way of a gentleman alive. Like I treat people like I want to be treated, and a lot of people don't act that way these days. So some people may see it as fake or something, but I believe that's how you should live, and that's how I keep my good blessings coming. I always try to put people on the come up. Like I've made tons of people so much money, and I'm not like trying to like massage my own back over here or anything like that, but I'm not going to expose who they are. Whoever I've done it for can be free to speak on it. But
well, I talked to multiple people in the club, and they all told me they started like flipping their first cars in the recent years. I haven't heard anybody like, oh, years, and comparing that to the established date that we were talking about. The timeline coincides with. It'd be safe to say that you guys all got some game from the P, I guess.
Yeah, no, I've been doing the shit. I mean, I just kind of put everybody on, not just with the car game. I mean, with stocks or anything that I have, businesses, any kind of advice that I can give somebody, or there's a way I can give to them or put them in some kind of position to make money. I've always done that. It's just so I don't know what really gives me a I stay in my car. I mean, I'm always driving them, I mean, you see me a lot in different videos and stuff because I'm just riding, I mean, if no one else was riding and I would still do it. I mean, I just enjoy it. It's nice for me, just like some people enjoy going on their boat, or I'd probably enjoy that if I had a boat, but or their motorcycle or whatever. I just enjoy taking my lowrider. Yeah. I don't know. It's just a nice feeling. So I don't know. I don't know what makes me. I mean, I stand out a little bit because being Asian and white, I'm obviously kind of started off as an outcast because there wasn't any in the game, and it's like slowly developed and the doors have opened and a lot of different people have felt welcome in the game and come into the game, and it from the outside, maybe like in the way movies and videos portray it or whatever, it makes it seem scary, I guess, if you didn't live that life or street life to approach that. But once you get into lowriding and actually meet the people, I mean, 99% of the people in the lowrider are like super good, hardworking people, family men or family women or whatever. They're just out there riding and they share the love of the car. So breaking down the stigma of that is kind of like maybe I am a little responsible for that. I wouldn't want to say I am because I'm not even that like proud of what I've done. I don't feel like I'm that influential, but I mean, once you get into it, I mean, fuck, dude, some of my best friends I've met just through lowriding. And out here, I didn't grow up with most of these people. I moved out here, my daughter is almost 6, so like maybe between 7 and 8 years ago, I moved out here. And
so you're from Texas, right?
No, I'm not from Texas. Actually, my family lived in Chino, California. My aunt lived in Kansas City, Kansas, or somewhere in Kansas. And then we went out there, and then I came out. Like my mom was out there seeing her sister, and then I came out, and the closest hospital was Kansas City, Missouri. So I was born in Kansas City, Missouri. Then we just moved all over. We lived in California, Florida, Georgia, and then Texas. And in those states, we moved all over those different states. And then since then, for myself, like Vegas, Colorado, Costa Rica, California, Vegas, I've always moved around with my family a lot, so I got to moving once I actually got off parole finally, and so that's why I spent so long in Texas, because I couldn't get the fuck out of there. Yeah. They like wanted to keep me there for some reason, just wouldn't just let me go. But once I finished all my parole and stuff, I took off and I just stayed away from there. I mean, Texas is the type of place, and when I lived there, if you got busted with an ounce of weed, bro, you're gonna probably go to prison. Like seriously. In California, if you got busted with an ounce of weed, it hasn't ever really been a big deal,
Probably make it just stomp. I've had to stomp out plenty of ounces in my time. Yeah. Cop just being a dick.
For sure.
I had like an old brew or something somewhere, and they give me like a little drinking in public. It's not even I haven't drank in weeks or whatever it may be.
That's what they should do. That's what they should do. But in prison in Texas, they'll ruin your young life. I went to prison, did 8 years for ecstasy. Dude, rapists were getting out before me.
Fuck.
There was a 2-time rapist. He would see a girl, just beat her up, take her away, fucking rape her, horrible, disgusting person. Let her go, though. Yeah. He didn't kill her. And he did 2.5 years, and I did 4.5 years for ecstasy. I couldn't fucking believe it.
That's crazy.
And there's no one to complain to. It's not like you can just go to the front and be like, yo, I need to talk to the boss. I don't understand why me, for having ecstasy or continuously doing this time, while you're letting someone like that fucking go. Like, you shouldn't even let someone like that go for one.
Yeah.
You should cut off their fucking nuts, but that's just me. Anyways.
Yeah, no, put them in a deep hole.
For real.
All with each other.
Yeah, absolutely. And it shouldn't be illegal. I mean, it should just be like on site, totally everyone. But that's another story.
I actually heard a story
hearing this
about
Texas. Let's cut this part, but yeah.
I actually heard a story about, well, not a story, but one of those memes. Again, I get all my information from the memes like everybody else these days.
Yeah.
It said a Texas man beat a guy to death for raping his 5-year-old daughter.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Why are they even talking about it? That was like totally done. They should just drag the body. It's over with. It's just like you're taking out a bag of fucking trash. But anyways,
yeah, definitely. You mentioned being white and Korean, and I correct me if I'm wrong. It almost I took it as like you were talking like that was a hindrance, but you kind of give me that like
hell no, ain't no fucking hindrance. Yeah, like, I love that shit.
Well, I was gonna say you give me like that like surf gangster vibe, like some what is that Keanu Reeves movie?
Oh man, nah.
You were talking, and then you started talking about prison and shit. I was like, yeah, this fool, he's about to rob a bank.
No. You know
what's
what,
that
man?
movie? You know the movie I'm talking about.
Yeah, Point Break. But no.
Break. Yeah, that's a gangster ass movie though, dog.
You know what? If I've done gangster stuff, it was because I've done it because I needed to. I didn't ever like just go out and start shit with people. And I mean, I've done a lot of bad things, but I wasn't just bad to people. You know what I mean? Not every one of those type of people, like the loudmouth getting fucked up at the club type guy. I'm quiet, mind my own business. You know what I mean?
You did surf though, right?
Yeah, I surf all the time. I love surfing.
That's right.
Yeah, but no gangster shit. I just try to provide. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't want people to feel like have a gangster vibe because I'm not. Like I'm really not. I'm just a hustler, and I just I mean, fuck, dude. I ain't trying to go to prison ever again. Yeah. It sucks. It sounds. If you haven't been, like, I guess in your mind, it sounds like, movie style. Oh, yeah, so.
No, fuck that. I've never
Bobby
been.
Johnson, you know what I mean? Yeah. Or whoever went to prison. But, it's not like that, dude.
No, I've never been. That shit doesn't, to me, that shit doesn't, that's got no glory to me. It's not glamorous at all. That shit looks fucking dirty. I do what I can to.
I hated it.
Work
Stinky,
smarter.
Fucking hot, no AC. No ladies, you can't hear the fucking TV. The food's horrible. There's no positives about the shit.
No money.
No, I mean, well, I actually know the
story. Sopas? You
no,
get a sopas?
No, I actually fucking had a relationship with a guard that worked there. And
what was his name?
Nah, it was her. I don't even want to talk about it, but she was this little short, white, fucking fat chick, and 3.5, 4 years in, or I was about 3 years into my sentence, and. She I came in the block and she was like, you want to be SSI? I'm like, hell no, I just got back from work. That's not my job, She's like, nah, do it for me. Kept insisting. So I'm like, all right, can I do whatever I want? Meaning, like, can I run fucking everybody's shit from cell to cell with no problems? You ain't going to try to write me up or nothing? She's like, you can do whatever you want. Just sweep the run. So I was like, all right. So I was telling everybody, y'all got any shit that y'all want to get past? I'm out here, hit me up. Because you had to, pay a normal SSI to get something moved from cell to cell. So, all my homeboys and everything, even people I didn't know, I was just moving shit because
what? I don't
like soups or whatever they needed. Depending. Maybe a homeboy needed a roll of toilet paper, or maybe a homeboy needed it didn't matter, weapon, whatever. Whatever you needed, I'd do it. I didn't give a fuck. I wasn't asking. You know what I mean? And if it was something hidden, I didn't ask what it was. I just passed it.
Right.
A lot of it being like cigarettes and the normal shit that you're just sneaking around to prison, cell phone, prison type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just nothing extraordinary. Anyways, after the end of their shift, long story short, she was like, is there anything I can do for you? One thing led to another. And then I was like, damn, this bitch wild. You know what I mean? Like, it's going down up in here. So then
you're going to have people looking for this bitch.
Yeah, no. I'm like, I'm keeping it, hushed. I'm trying to keep it plain as I can. And then I tell her go to my mom's house and get some homemade cooking and fucking go to my sister's and get me weed and all this other shit. And she starts doing it, starts bringing in cigarettes and all this different shit. And, anyways, about a year that went on, and then ended up getting caught, went to medium custody, and then I got out. And then right when I got out, I did 2 months, I guess, more of the 4.5 years I did on the, what was that, a 6-year sentence, the last one. And then, they just showed up in my cell with a parole lay-in and were like, yo, you go to parole? I'm like, fuck that. You know what I mean? I've already got 4.5 on this 6. I had no one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My family was off doing their shit. I didn't have anyone to come home to, so I was like, fuck it, man. I don't want to go back out on parole and just come back. I'll just do the whole 6-year sentence. And they're like, nah, you got to go. So they ended up letting me out. But anyways, let's kick off before we close this episode up. I've got a few words I want to hit you with, and I just want you to hit me with the first thing that comes to mind. Dedication.
Work.
Loyalty.
Me.
Success.
Me.
Future.
My son.
Money.
Work.
Nice. Yeah, I like that. So we're wrapping up episode 7. Thanks, everybody. It's my boy John. He gave you his social media tag. You can hit him up. You want to get jackets made, T-shirts, or anything like that. See you soon. Lowriding.
Customz.
Yeah, Lowriding with Lloyd. We'll see you another day, another Impala. I'll holler at you guys.